Sports Talk with Elite Wagers.
Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk with Elite Wagers. I am Elite Wagers, and this is a breakdown of the Club World Cup Group D. As you can see here, two fairly well-known clubs around the world, Flamengo and Chelsea, with LAFC who won the playoff game against Club America a few days ago. And then we've got the Tunisian team here. We're going to call them EP Tunis. That's the short name. That will make up Group D in this competition. Before we get into the breakdown, I'm going to send you over to my Twitter here. My pinned tweet. Go over to my pinned tweet to enter a giveaway for this Club World Cup Championship game over on FanTeam. All you're going to do to enter, I'm giving away 3 tickets. All you're going to do to enter is follow my account, like and retweet this tweet, and then comment free to be entered for your chance to win one of 3 tickets into this £15,000 prize pool competition for the FanTeam Club World Cup. So let's get straight into this contest and into Group D. I'm going to start off with Chelsea being the number 15 seed in the world rankings. One of the most recognised English clubs, obviously in the country, in Europe and around the world. Fairly successful campaign this season. They secured Champions League football with a 4th place finish, and obviously they doubled down and they got the Conference League finalist. They won the Conference League as well, which gave them the opportunity to get into the Europa League anyway. So they got the opportunity for Champions League through the league position, and then the Europa League through the win in the Conference League. They have, however, struggled with injuries to attackers. 7 teams scored more than Chelsea within this campaign in the league. Obviously, their main 2 starting strikers in Nicholas Jackson and I can't even remember who else. Let's have a look on here. Nkunku, that was the one. Both of those were out for a period of time. They, have been a lot better defensively. They conceded the 3rd least amount of goals in the Premier League, and they conceded 2 or more goals in just 15 of 50 total games this year. So I've got 2 players in mind for this Chelsea team, and that basically backs what my last stat there said about their defence. Obviously, there's a bit of inconsistency with their attack, so I'm going to leave their attack alone, and we're going to go for their defence. And it's basically going to be a choice of your own sort of how you feel about their defence and how you feel about these particular players. It's going to be both of these guys here, Cucurella and Reece James, both priced the same, and obviously both on the same team. I wouldn't recommend a double stack, but I would recommend at least having one of these 2 guys in your team. Starting off with Reece James. As I said, Chelsea have struggled to score goals, but have been solid defensively. They've got 2 good matchups against LAFC and ES Tunis as well. Slightly more difficult game against Flamengo. James has struggled for consistent minutes. Obviously, he's been injured for a bit of a period during the season, but he did end the season with 3 90-minute games for Chelsea. Obviously, the Champions League final as well, the Conference League final as well. He's a very attacking-minded fullback. 6 goal contributions in 21 games. He should get most of the minutes now he's back fully fit. There's obviously you got those sort of 3 there who are going to be the consistent starters for Chelsea. Obviously Chalobah as well. So James should get his minutes locked in. And obviously he's on free kick duty as well. He's a very good free kick taker. So with him being on free kick duty, it's an added potential for goal or assist points as well as clean sheet points for Chelsea, keeping a clean sheet. And then we're going to move to Cucurella, who's similar to Reece James, solid attacking team and a very good defensive team. And obviously he is a very solid attacking kind of player as well. He does like to get up and down the field quite often. He's been used a lot more consistently. Minutes have always been in and around 90 minutes in sort of the league games. For his contributions on the season, he's got 7 contributions in the last 30 games for Chelsea. But in conclusion, for these 2 players, either Chelsea fullback are worth a look. The Chelsea attack is very inconsistent, Both fullbacks have been used and have had a lot of success playing in these wide areas for Chelsea. They will have plenty of opportunities in these three fixtures, and obviously 2 being slightly more favourable for Chelsea. So Cucurella and James are my picks for Chelsea within this game. And then we're going to move over to ES Tunis in their and their little breakdown for them. They are the Tunisian champions. They are the 101st ranked team in the world, which is fairly low actually. They have a record-breaking 33 league titles, 15 Tunisian Cups and 4 CAF Champions League crowns as well. That actually makes them one of the most decorated teams in the African game. And then in addition, they've got good form heading into this tournament. They've lost only 3 games since Christmas. When you look at sort of their team as a whole here, there's no one sort of really priced high. But this guy here does obviously draw your attention. Obviously being the most expensive player in the team, in a certain way will make him be their best player. But he's been midfielder, 6 million, the most expensive player for Tunis. And obviously that's with good reason. He gives them the best opportunity to score goals, and the best opportunity for goals is through him. 16 contributions in the last 23 games for Bilali. He was called up to the Algerian national team in the most recent qualifiers as well. He did get 1 assist in his 38-minute cameo. With this group being really closely ranked in terms of everyone's world ranking, I'd expect most teams to be able to get some sort of attacking abilities and some sort of attacking opportunities within this group. Moving on fairly swiftly into Flamenco, and I think these are one of those kind of teams that is going to fly a little bit under the radar. But they are the number 30 ranked team in the world. They are the tied most decorated club in Brazil with 23 titles. They have nearly 50 million fans from Brazil, which works out to 29% of Brazilians support Flamengo, which is a huge amount of fans to have in your own country. They are currently sitting in second in the league table, scored 19 goals, conceded 4 in the last 10 games, which is obviously a huge mismatch on offense and defense. So going straight over to their star player, it's going to be, I can't quite pronounce this, it's going to be D. Arrascaeta, and he is actually in a lot of my teams that I've put together. He is sort of one of the stars of the tournament in my opinion. He's going to be one to watch for the tournament, but in terms of the star player for Flamengo, 22 appearances so far this season, 11 goals, 5 assists, and more recently has 11 contributions in his last 10 starts. He's a key part to Flamengo's offense. He's a very, very accurate passer. He's an ideal player to pick apart opposing defenses, and like I said, he's been able to find the net, and he's been able to contribute to a lot of goals more recently, and especially over the course of the season. And then we're going to move on to a one to watch for Flamengo, and that's going to be Rossi. He's priced up there with the best keepers in the tournament. If I just take off the filter here for goalkeepers, you've got Rossi here, and I'll explain a little bit more about Rossi's form. But bear in mind that Neuer, Courtois, Ederson, Sanchez in the same group, Donnarumma, Samba, Oblak, Kobel, they are all priced above Rossi, and he's in extremely good form. 8 clean sheets in the last 10 games, and he's only conceded 3 in those 10 games. He's faced 27 shots on target, and he's saved 23. He's actually been a key reason why Flamengo are as good as they are this year. The group isn't filled with high-scoring teams. Obviously, the 2 teams that I've mentioned so far, Chelsea and ES Tunis. Like I said, Chelsea's attack has been a little bit weaker with a few injuries. ES Tunis haven't had sort of much success in the attack. So I think this is going to be a group where he's going to thrive on defensive-minded players, and I think Rossi is the best option for a goalkeeper within this group, and definitely for a one to watch for this team. And then we're going to go for the final team that was placed into this tournament, and that's going to be Los Angeles FC. They are the 426th ranked team in the world, and they've actually set multiple MLS records, including the most goals in a single season with 85 in 34 games. I think that was last season. And they also had the largest goal difference with plus 48. They've won 3 trophies in their first 7 years since being formed, and they were also the runners-up in the Champions League too, and that is ultimately how they find themselves in the position to be in a playoff game against Club America for this competition. But we're going to go for their star player and their one to watch, and it's going to be Buanga there. He's a forward. He's actually a midfielder. I thought he was classed as a forward. That's even better. So he's a midfielder, and he's classed at 7 million, which is fairly low. He's the leading player in the team. I actually have him written down as a forward, so he's a leading player in the team. The attack is sort of set up around him as well. 48 goals, 14 assists in 84 regular season matches with LAFC. He won the MLS Golden Boot in 2023 with 20 goals in 31 games. He's actually scored 20 goals in 2024. He's played 15 games for LAFC this season, 10 goal contributions in those 15 games, and he actually has 12 contributions in his last 9 games in all competitions. I don't sort of expect too much from LAFC within this whole tournament. But like I said, there's not too much, not too many teams within this group are very sort of attacking minded and out and out strikers and things like that. But in addition, in the playoff game to get into the tournament, Buanga got an assist and a goal deep into stoppage time. So I think he's got a very good opportunity to be able to score goals or get in amongst the goals for LAFC, and obviously if he can do that, they might be able to cause a few problems. But in conclusion, for this group, those 3 there, that looks quite nice. That Balali, Deraskea and Buanga, that's quite a nice midfield 3. But in conclusion for this group, it has the potential to be the closest ranking group. With LAFC being the highest ranked in the tournament, obviously makes it look a bit more out of reach for LAFC. But in effect, these 4 teams are reasonably close in terms of rankings. None of the teams are extremely good attacking. A lot of injuries and things like that, but they're mostly built on solid defensive units. So opportunities are going to be quite difficult to come by. And you could find yourself picking a lot of defenders from this group. But as I've mentioned, D. Arrascaeta is one of the guys I'm going to be watching for the whole tournament. And in terms of how I think this group is going to finish, I think a lot of people will have Chelsea being the number 1 team. But for me, I'm going to go with Flamengo. I think Flamengo can top this group, so I think they finish first, Chelsea second, LAFC third, and then ES Tunis fourth. And then for my best bets for this group, it kind of solidifies what I've just said there. I think Flamengo to win the group is plus 275, which is 3.75 odds in decimal. And then I got Flamengo and Chelsea to qualify at minus 147. Which is 1.66 unit odds in decimal. So I think we've got 2 solid bets there, and I think there's a lot of. I think these 6 players here can easily make it into a lot of people's teams within this competition. So that's got me done for Group D. We're halfway through now. A, B, C, and D all wrapped up. If you did miss A, B, or C group breakdowns, you can head over to my Twitter. Go to the top of my page. It says articles. It says highlights. Sorry. Click on the highlights, and you will see my past breakdowns, which will pop up here. So you'll have Group C, which is there, Group B, and then Group A. So you can go back and listen to those by clicking the link here on whatever platform. Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, obviously YouTube here as well. So appreciate everyone for listening. Would love to hear some feedback, and I'd love to see if any of you guys are picking the same same players as me, or if you have an opinion on this group, how you think it's going to pan out, or if there's any star players that you're looking at and you have locked into your teams, drop a comment on Twitter or on YouTube or whatever platform you're streaming from. And I'm going to wish you all luck in building your teams. I know it can be quite stressful, but hopefully I opened your eyes into picking some players and some budget players and things like that for help building out your teams. So I'll be back tomorrow for Group E, and I'll see you tomorrow.